Thank you, RV and Lifestyle Ambassadors, for joining us for today's webinar. We're Mike and Betty Gill, and we are your RVing Lifestyle Ambassador coaches, and we are so excited. We've got excitement in our home. We recently sold our sticks and bricks, and now we officially join the ranks of full-time RVers. We're actually presenting this live webinar from the farm in Southeast Louisiana. It's been a very stormy day. We don't have our cover built yet for our RV, so what you hear is probably rain out there. Hopefully the thunder and all will kind of go at bay for a little while. Mike has made a full circle. He has made a 360 and he's returned to his roots on his family's dairy farm. We will have a home base here as we travel this great USA. What another interesting couple of weeks it's been. And we sincerely hope this finds each of you safe from the issues associated with the COVID-19 virus. Our thoughts and prayers are extended to our nation's leaders, our medical and emergency staffs on the front line, and to each and every one that has been affected. Today, our webinar topics address the question, what now? And it is our hope that each of you take away some tips and tricks to assist you. Now, please don't forget to utilize our special RVing Network Facebook page that has been created just for you to share your successes and suggestions as you travel this great USA as RVing Lifestyle Ambassadors. We want to know what you're doing, and so do all of your fellow ambassadors. Today, we are very privileged to have joining us from Work Camper News, Dana Rose. Hey, Dana.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Dana is Work Camping News Director of Administration and RVing Lifestyle Ambassadors. She is located at the home office of Work Camper News in Heber Springs, Arkansas. If you haven't been there, you need to go there and visit this incredible staff. They're there for you just at the picking up your phone, and that you will get someone live, one of the nice sweet ladies there to talk to you. Remember, if you have questions during the webinar, please post them in the area provided on your screen. Dana's going to be watching those, and we'll address them at the close of the presentation. Now, as always, today's webinar will be recorded and available for your future viewing. You will receive an email notifying you of the link to the recording on YouTube. During the last few weeks, as Mike and I, we were, bouncing ideas off of what we wanted to talk about in today's webinar, we narrowed down our title to What Now? How does our current national events affect us as ambassadors? And now more than ever, we found out it is so important for each and every one of us to share our lives as work campers and Work Camper News, RVing Lifestyle Ambassadors, to everyone that we come in contact with. The smiles on their faces and the interest in this topic generates is priceless. Just as it did for us 6 years ago when we were introduced to the world of work camping, which we had no idea, we had never heard about. And boy, did it rock our world, and it has been awesome. Can't believe it's already been 6 years. 6 years. We also found out at the rendezvous back 6 years ago, we learned about not only work camping, about the ambassador program, which allows us to make money as we travel, the tax deductions that are available, the NRVTA, the National RV Training Academy, that provides the confidence for RV owners that they need in order to maintain their own units, and the opportunity of new employment as RV techs. And Mike has all kinds of stories. We could talk, for an hour or two on how NRVTA has saved him quite a few headaches. Ambassadors, we have a duty to let everyone know about this program. Now, just a reminder, Mike was in insurance management and sales for over 40 years, and he relied on what he calls power phrases as he met with prospective clients. So, Mike, tell us, how are you using those power phrases today in the world of work camping and RV lifestyle ambassadors?
Oh, as she was talking, I just wanted to throw the script away. There's so much, so much that goes through your mind over these last few months. She did mention we're back on the dairy farm. We have sold the milk cows. My dad's 85 years old. We're trying to unemploy him. He's in the hospital right now getting a stent put in. He's a workaholic. And so in 2014, we announced our retirement, and they said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going back to the farm and raise chickens and cows." And then we went to the rendezvous in October 2014, and we never got to the chicken and cows. So we don't know if that's going to happen. We've got some cows here, but my sister and brother takes care of them when we're not here. But we talked about today. And we appreciate so many of you contacting us by phone, by text, by email, expressing some of your concerns, some of the good things that are happening. And so we thought we would cover some of those. The questions that y'all have is, one question is, who's my prospects? And then the other question is, what do I say to them? And just want to put this out there. Anytime you need us to jump in with anybody, let us know. We have done that. We've contacted some of the campgrounds for other ambassadors and introduced the program and then turned it over to the ambassador. And we have no problem with that. We are here to be used and abused. So I just want to let you know, ever how you want to do that, we're happy. But Betty talked about power phrases. The best one, and I had one power phrase that worked best when I was selling insurance. And it seems to me when we meet a stranger, and this is when it happens, and we get to talking about what they do, and then they big question, well, is what do you do? And my power phrase is, we get paid to travel. Really? Oh, well, who does that? And that gets right into work camping. And it is amazing just to look at their face whenever I tell them, they say, what do you do? We get paid to travel. Wait a minute, we all want to retire one day. We all want to travel, but you're getting paid to travel now. Yeah, as a work camper. And we explained it to whereas that national parks, state parks, all these companies all over America are shorthanded, and they're begging for us to come to work for them on our terms, whether it's 1 day, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 10 hours a week. It's our terms other than the employer's term. And that pretty much has been it. When we finished up Dollywood a couple of years ago, they contacted us and say, what would it take to get us back on your terms? And we told them, and we went back for 1 more year. So they need us, and we need them to enjoy the lifestyle that we have here. The other thing I want to talk about is the prospects. She has on here RV park receptionist. We're planning about a 2-month tour. We leave in July the 8th. And we're backtracking where we've been over the last 6 years and see all the people that we have met doing this lifestyle. Now that takes some doing to organize with the campgrounds. And we have finally, as of today, we have booked all our campgrounds. We had some trouble finding some because of it being July and August. And we was told that we have never made reservations before. We always wing it in the spring and fall. And but when you travel during the summer, you better have reservations. But I just wanted to give you some examples of some conversations that I had. And this was in Colorado, and talking to the lovely receptionist. And my first question is, when we're talking, are you a work camper? And the lady said, what's that? And so I got right into my presentation. I said, well, work campers, we get paid to travel, and we see America, and we work campgrounds. And so I explained it to the lady, and she says, I need to talk to you. When are y'all coming here? I said, be August the 14th. and she gave me all her information. So we're planning on meeting with this receptionist at this campground in Colorado to explain work camping about. And the other thing we try to do as we making our reservations now, which is unlike we've ever done because we've always winged it, whereas I'll ask them who their manager or who the owner of the campground is, and I get those names. And then when I get there, I will approach them about joining Work Camper News and recruiting work campers. So if that receptionist that I was talking to is not a work camper member, it makes me think that the campground is not a member because they'd have work campers working for them there. And that could have been just a different situation. The other thing, we started contacting RV dealers. There is such a shortage of RV techs out there, and we're introducing NRVTA to them to get their techs trained, but also asking them to do some advertising with Work Camper News. We are over 6,000 members. We don't work camp all the time, and we're all the time we're traveling, and we need an RV tech occasionally when we break down if we have not taken the course like I have. Yeah, I'm kidding you. The course has just been tremendous, and I'm gradually finishing the rest of them. I hope to be an RV tech one day, but it has saved us a lot, and especially the home study course, but don't forget about your RV dealers. And many of you have met those RV dealers because you were broke down. You went in that dealership and you left Work Camper News and NRVTA out in your car. The other thing we have found, we've got just as much information in our vehicle that we travel in as we have in our motorhome. Just the other day, I was gassing up, and we have the magnet signs on the side of our vehicle that says Work Camper News, and it says paid to travel, NRVTA, and it says I repair my own RV. And I pulled up there, and the gentleman on the other side of the pump walks all the way around. I thought I was being attacked. I was scared, especially in today's times. I was looking to see what I had written on my vehicle that offended somebody, and he walks up to me. He says, "What's that NRVTA?" And it said National RV Training Academy, and I explained it to him. He said, "Tell me more." He said, "We're RVers," and he said, "I think I'm interested in that." So before we finished gassing up, I gave him all the information about NRVTA home study course and all the courses just by gassing up, And so, who are your prospects? It's everybody you come in contact with every day. It's been unbelievable. Another one, were
service techs at the dealers.
Yeah, the service techs. When you get to the dealers, talk to the service department. Don't talk to the owner of these dealerships. They have no idea what's going on in the back. We've met with so many of them, and they won't even look at you when they're talking to you. So they're not concerned with what's going on with the tech department. So I meet with those service tech managers back there. I still say we're going to have something going with all the dealerships and in RVTA one day to where there's such a shortage of techs that we had a friend of ours we referred last week, 2 weeks ago, bought a motorhome. Air conditioning doesn't work on a brand new motorhome, and it's July the 8th before the dealership sold them can even look at it. So that's where I think that they could bring NRVTA techs in and fill the gap and get those people serviced and taken care of. Moving right along, and I told you about a power phrase. Opportunities Day, whereas we do have the magnetic sign and we do have the sign out front of our motorhome. Betty and I had the opportunity. We did not stop because of the virus, so whereas we had already contracted with Claybo's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee from March. And we contacted him because we had orders that we could not leave our home. And our home is our motorhome most of the time, which is what we try to say. And the owner says, "Look, I've got plenty to do. We're practicing social distancing. We're not putting any RVs closer than 30 feet apart." And we was probably 50 foot apart of any other RVs in this campground. And so we went on up there, and this was a campground last November that we were there camping, and we went and met with the owners, David and his mother, and the manager, and we were able to make a presentation to them about being work camper members and using work campers. They had never used work campers. 350 sites, lazy river, 2 swimming pools, car wash. I mean, this place is tremendous, and they can't keep help. we knew that. We've been there 5 years when we was working with Dollywood. So we met with them, signed their membership up there that day, and we got them in touch with Dana and them to do some advertising. They ran the hot job ad, and when we got there, we had 10 work campers to work with. It was tremendous, and some of the most awesome people. I told David he couldn't have handpicked the work campers that he got, whereas that called from that ad. He couldn't have handpicked them any better than what we got. They're some of the hardest working people. And David, talked to David yesterday. He was going to do us a little video about how it has opened his eyes up to see that he needs to use work campers for his part, rather than trying to go out and trying to find workers in the Smoky Mountain area. Unemployment's 2% in that area, and that 2% can't pass a drug test. So there's nobody there to work, you know, and work campers is the way to go. And, you know, we was just doing some figure words, and David figured up what was 24 hours a week for a free site. And his first month with work campers, he saved $5,000 in labor. So I don't have to tell you that during the time that they had no customers, and we say work campers saved him $5,000 in labor, he was a happy owner. And he's going to be telling other people, and he's going to be doing more with work camper news. Fueling up.
Something with whenever you were at your mom's gas station conversation.
Okay, that was. One more. Yeah, I kind of told you I want to throw these away. I made a speech one time with insurance, and I had a long speech made, and I got up there and I threw it underneath the desk, and I just started talking. Of course, I did go over my hour.
Sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. I like him to have an outline.
You know, but the gas stations, this was strange. Last week we went to see our grandchildren in Texas, and I got the assignment to go pick up our 15-year-old at the tennis court. They were having classes or something. It was a camp. They were having a camp, and I'm sitting there waiting along with these ladies. I was the only man there, and the conversation got struck up, and so I started talking to the lady there. And what was crazy was her husband is a Farm Bureau insurance agent, which is what I retired from after 41 years. So that was an icebreaker, you know. And so we talked about that. And then she turned, she says, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "We get paid to travel." And it went into a whole conversation. And before we left there, she had the packet. We keep the packets for both the employers, and we showed these. She had all the information, and she was a good friend to my daughter-in-law. Well, before I got home, she called my daughter-in-law and was talking about this Mike Gill and how exciting it is to hear what they do, making a living traveling. You know, so you never know. It's just wherever you are, someone needs to hear your message is what we're wanting to talk about. And you know, whereas we talked about the subject, what now? And we've heard from many of you that got your jobs canceled. We've heard some that got canceled from Minnesota, and they went on Work Camper News, look at the hot job ads, and ended up getting connected up in South Dakota. And that's where our final destination is on our 2-month endeavor. We're going to meet those work campers in South Dakota. They contacted us today, and they have us a site right next to them. We had trouble finding a site because of Sturgis. If you ever hear the name Sturgis, run the other way, because that is a million bikers in that area, and you cannot get reservations. And I'm sure we won't be able to go nowhere. So we'll probably be hiking most of the time, you know. But if you're out there and having trouble with what am I going to do now? You know, we're getting at probably at least 10 hot job ads a day is what we're getting on emails, and a very interesting line of jobs. And we try to do our work camping in the spring and fall, and we try to do our traveling during the summer where we're not work camping is what we've been trying to do. That's been the last 6 years. And we don't know, now that we've sold our brick home, and we will be building a pavilion here to cover our motorhome, to where when we're here, this will be our home base. And we normally are in this area about 3 or 4 months out of a year. And then we're traveling out to Texas to see the grandkids and other locations, you know. But that's it. Power phrase, there's one. We get paid to travel, and like I said, NRVTA, I can't say enough about the home study course. I took the course live, and I've taken 2 more courses. I became an RV inspector, and we've been able to help friends that wanted to buy RVs, and we've been able to inspect it for them and help them out a good bit. But I've went and got the home study course again. I'm gonna go through it again. We got up to Claybo's in March and turned on our heat. We left hot temperatures in Louisiana. We got up there and it got down in the 20s and turned on our heat, and the awfulest racket. It was just, we had never heard anything like that before. And I knew it was my furnace. So where do you don't go cut electric off, you go cut your battery off, because I learned that from the class and got it cut off. And when I opened up this container, my fan blade had disintegrated about 200 pieces all inside my unit. So I got the model number. I called, and it's $536 if I replace the whole motor and fan. And I said, why would I want to do that? Only the fan motor disintegrated, not the motor, the fan blade that blows the hot air up into the unit. So I called a local RV tech that I knew up there that had done some work. And I said, can I not just buy the blower to this unit? I said, that's all that. He said, yeah. He said, we have them in stock. And I said, how much? $17. So rather than buy a $536 part and pay a RV tech $140 to put it on, I went out there, took 2 screws out, took the rest of the blade that was left off the unit, put the new blade on it, and put it back in there, and I got a perfect unit now. But I could not have done that if it hadn't been for the NRVTA. So I can't say enough about it. And I know some of you may get tired of hearing that, but it has saved us thousands of dollars. Not just the money, but just the peace that we had when we got there. We knew we had a problem. We did not have heat, and it was 20-something degrees, and just the peace that we could figure out what the problem was and maybe take care of it. And so that happened to us in March, and from there on, I did get to do some work while I was there. I was on duty one night doing my 24 hours for my site. Brand new couple just bought an RV, came in the park, and it was hot. Air condition didn't work, and so I got my testers out, and I started like they teach you, and I made it back. I said, you're not getting electricity to your air condition. And so I found out why, plugged it in, and they had air conditioning. But the couple, I'm sorry, I told everybody, I said they hugged me, and I know it's social distancing, and but it is what it is. Whereas they were on their first RV camping site that night, and no air condition, and they thought they were going back home. Boy, we saved their day by doing that. So just some of those things that happens because of Work Camper News has introduced us to all the programs that they have. Oh,
First of all, I am so blessed to be able to travel with a partner that is this energized and excited over pumping gas. Whatever we do, I tell everybody we can go to Walmart's, which we don't that often, but we could go to Walmart's or the dollar store and have fun. And it's just such a blessing. And it's all because you're looking at a guy here that prior to 6 years ago, he didn't have a clue how to change his oil in his vehicle, or never would he have known how to pull out a tester or even know what a tester looked like to test and to start troubleshooting some of the things he's done.
Now, I got a corrector there. I did know what a tester was. I was testing some electricity. I was in the water one time. And when I turned the switch on, it turned me on in the water, and nobody was there, but I was able to get loose. I knew they had electricity, and that was the only tester I knew.
True story. And that's why I always made sure, that his life insurance was paid up. So now we can't afford it, so it's okay. He's got to live now. But it's just the excitement that we have, and in the craziness of this world right now, all the shelter in place that we've been involved in, and That's one thing that we did see a lot of up in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, especially when you're in a tourist town and there's no tourist. The grocery stores, the Walmarts, the shelves were stocked with everything. We left Louisiana where you couldn't find anything, and then went there. So the diversity just in a few hundred miles, but that it was the joy of being there, seeing families that had probably not connected in a long time, sitting around campfires at night, roasting marshmallows and enjoying themselves. It's terrible the way that it happened, but it was like us with Katrina. When we deal with hurricanes in this area, families get to reunite, they get to know each other. So there's always positive and negatives in anything. And so I'm excited about what we do, and we've got so many resources out there for you. Don't forget the RVingnetwork.com website. Go on there, be reminded of how you can earn the money that Mike was talking about. With us having our small business, our signs up as we travel, there's tax deductions available.
And don't forget to use those links. In other words, if you don't get them right there at the gas station, which you're probably not going to do, you've got their information. Go back to that website, and you can send that link to that membership direct to you can text it to their phone or their email. I can't tell you how many memberships we've gotten by sending a link that we would not have gotten. Sometimes you got to do it for people. We get lazy, and it was exciting while I was at the gas station, but I'm back home and I'm in the atmosphere of non-excitement, so I forgot about it, and all of a sudden this text pops up from Mike and Betty. This is the link that you want for the NRVTA to take that home study course. And we had a company out in Texas. We sent the link, and they joined the Renaissance Festival. They had not joined. We met them in Texas, and when we went out to Texas on a trip, just touched base with them. Had not joined. I sent the link, and they did join. So sometimes you got to do a lot of follow up with them, but carefully listen for those names and those contact information when you're talking to those receptionists and all those people out there. Because when I get to those campgrounds, and I say, "Is Susan here?" and they say, "How do you know Susan?" And I said, "I just know Susan." And they don't know how I know Susan, but she's the manager of the campground, and I want to meet her. But the receptionist had given me the name before I got there. And let's all face the fact we love to hear our names. If somebody calls you by names, or if somebody sends you a birthday card, they've got you for life.
Absolutely. And finish.
I want to tell one more story. We sold our home, and I had to cancel Dish Network. And the craziest thing was this lady on the other line is in California, and she gets to talking about how bad she hates going to work and doing the things that she does while she's canceling my Dish Network. And so I said, well, let me suggest to you, we get paid to travel. And do what? And so she has all the information out in California to do what we're doing, and can't wait to talk to her daughter and try to talk her daughter into traveling with her. That's another story.
But that power phrase of we get paid to travel, and it just leads you into and I particularly thoroughly enjoy the opportunity for the young families that have been totally displaced now, and the RV tech. I mean, whenever they can take these courses within RVTA and then start their own businesses. And we have seen in campgrounds, which I'm sure you have too, and we've talked to some RV techs that literally said we had to take our shirts off and the signs off of our vehicles to get some rest, because there's so many of us out there, there's something constantly that needs to be done. So that opens up a world of possibility. What do you mean I can travel with my family, because we homeschool? So many are homeschooling now their children, and I can find job opportunities all over the United States. And I know I was talking to Jody earlier today, and I think she said there's like 68 job opportunities out there just within, that particular field. So please, please, ambassadors, it is our obligation when we answer what now. It is our obligation now to make sure that we let everyone that we come in contact with know about this opportunity of the RVing lifestyle, the RVing ambassadors, work camper news, the opportunities there, because it gives them hope. In the craziness of the world now, there's not a lot of hope out there, and this gives them hope, and hopefully they see the excitement that we have, and we live it. It's kind of like selling Tupperware. If you can sell Tupperware, if you use it because you love it. And that's the same way with us, with this lifestyle. And now that we are one, we are full-time RVers, and people can't believe that you can live in 300 square feet together, three of you, and but it works, and we are blessed to do that. But remember all of the information that's available to you again out there on RVing. That's RVing network.com, and that there's video library, there's the how you earn money, there's the information on the A-frame, the magnetic signs, and but if there's something out there that you can't find, you see this lady sitting on this other side of the screen, you can call Miss Dana, and the information for them is always on the emails that we send out to you, has all the contact information, even our cell phones, and we get calls literally weekly, if not daily. So please use that RVing Network website and be sure and utilize what's out there. But if you can't, for whatever reason, it matters not, you contact Dana. I'll contact any of those sweet ladies in the front office at Work Camper News, and they're there for you. Yes, sir.
I know Dana's going to say, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, make sure you got these magazines with you at all times. We've got 2 cases now, and we keep ordering, but and all your material to hand out up to the campground owners and to the work campers in here, and your business
cards. Definitely make sure we've handed out, probably over the last 6 years, 2,000 business cards throughout the United States, and it's amazing how we'll get a call and they'll tell us, I just came across your business card and I still have some questions. And so many people are dreamers, just like we were, but we didn't know it 6 years ago. And there's so many opportunities, and that Work Camper News now has with the dreamers. So the opportunities are here. We are live. We are people that are enjoying it. Dana has worked for many years with this, and if we don't know the answer, we'll find an answer for you, definitely. So Dana, give us some words of wisdom.
Well, we have a question. Would you like to answer that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, it comes from Rex, and he says, I have noticed that the Gills have posted an ad on Facebook for Terry Cooper, the thumb drive, the RV maintenance. Do you have your ambassador number in that ad, or do you just get the word out, and how do you go about posting the ad?
Oh, the ad. I'm trying to figure out where the ad is.
I'm thinking that Rex is, if you don't mind me, I'm thinking he's seeing where you're posting on the the ambassador group about if they buy 3, they can buy them at cost.
Right.
I'm thinking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he can get the ambassadors get the discount, and we have a form that just need to send. Contact us, and we have a form that you fill out and send over to Lady E, and get you the discount. They run $397, but you get it for $264, I believe. It's $158 discount because your commission's $158. But that's what we did. Whereas we went ahead, whereas with the discount, whereas it's just easier for us to sell one, and I can sell the one I've got. And I've done that, or whereas I'll sell it for $397, and then I'll fill out the paperwork in it on who bought it. So Lady E has the information on who has that, because they've got up to 1 year to take the live course and get that $300 credit still. Even though they bought it from you, there's the NRVTA is still getting the $264 whatever for that unit, you know, and they just need to know who bought that from you. But we have a form, and you fill out and you send it, and then she will be in contact with you and charge your credit card and ship it out to you.
And have you got their email address, Dana?
I will. I'll send you Rex's email.
And we can send that form. Yeah, absolutely.
And also, when they buy the home study course, they get a year of free work information membership. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a heck of a deal, the home study course. And I've looked at the course. It's exactly the course that I paid $1,600 for, the same workbooks and everything. And I think you're going to learn just as much as I did. And then if you want to go take the live course, they're going to give you a $300 credit toward that. It's just not everybody can go to Athens, Texas and take the course. I took mine in Destin, Florida, which was a little bit closer to here, and then I went and got my inspection in Louisiana. We did an inspection course in Louisiana.
Okay, well, that's the only question we have. And the only thing that I wanted to note and say about the RVnetwork.com website, it was made just for you guys, RV ambassadors. And basically, it has everything on it that would come in your ambassador that would you join. So if you need some extra flyers or any handouts, you have access to a printer, you can print them directly from there, or you can contact me and I can mail them to you at our printing cost, of course, and shipping. And I wanted to let you guys know that the magazine, July, August, will be here, probably Monday the 29th. And if y'all want any magazine up to 25, just contact me. You can contact me through the Facebook group, by private message, or by my email, dana@workhistory.com, and you won't pay shipping. So that's basically all I have. So.
And on all of the emails and that we send out to our ambassadors, we always try to make sure that we've got all that contact information listed there and with the link. So all you got to do is just click on it, and it will go straight to Dana or to us. But there again, our cell phone numbers also listed on there. And please call us anytime, day or night, because we're here for you. And like I said, if we don't know the answer to your question, we will find out. And Rex, we'll be getting back in touch with you. We'll get the email information from Dana. We'll get that form out to you. And if anybody needs anything, here again, we're a phone call away. If for some reason or another you can't get us, you've got a Work Camper magazine, you call the Work Camper News office in Heber Springs, Arkansas, and there is a live sweet lady, because it's all lady staff except the owner, Steve, and they will take care of you, I assure you. So what now? Now you get out there as you're kind of out of the shelter in place and moving about, and share this news of hope to everybody that you talk to, and get them as excited as we all are to be RVing lifestyle ambassadors. So until next time, stay safe and have a blessed evening. Bye.
Bye, Dana.
Bye, Dana. Thank you.
Thank y'all.